Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Beads collection. I'm Miss Stitches. In this video, let me share with you how to make the amazing designed shape beaded bag. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. To start, you cut your fish line. You make sure it's long enough. You cut it off, and we are using 0.70 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you pick 4 beads. Fix on any side of the fish line, being it the left side or the right side of the fish line. Then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. You make sure you have the ends, and then you pull it out so you won't get one side longer than the other. Then you have your first ring done. Then you go on and pick 3 beads again. Fix one on the right fish line, fix one on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You still make sure you have the ends of the fish line. You pull it out, and then you have your 2nd ring done. And then you pick 3 beads again, fix one on the left fish line, fix one on the right fish line, you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You pull it out, and then you have your 3rd ring done. We are going to weave with the same method so you get 10 rings. So we have 9 rings now, and with the 10th one on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other fish line, which is my right fish line. So I fix the beads on my left fish line. Then we have it turned. So on this fish line, you still fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line, so we can turn completely to weave the other step. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. Pick 2 beads, fix on the left fish line, you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out very well. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead again. You still fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then you continue weaving with the same method. So when you get to the last end, with this fish line, go through the next bead, which is the right fish line. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, and then you pull it out to complete that step. Then on this fish line, you go on and fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then you are going to continue weaving with the same method. So you weave till you get to this end with the same method. So this is what you should get if you're on the right track. And as you can see, we have our mat forming. So we are going to continue weaving till we have 21 steps. So we have our mat done, and this is 21 is to 10. So this is what you should get. We are going to fold the ends, that is, we are going to weave the base of the bag. So with the new fish line, you go through the 2nd bead here. So you skip the first one and go through the 2nd bead, and then through the 3rd bead. So you go through the 2nd and 3rd bead from the last end, so you have it this way. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line, which is my right side. Then you make sure you have the ends of the fish line, pull it out very well. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Then you fix 2 beads on your left fish line, you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead again, fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, you pull it out, then you continue weaving till you get to the last end. So when you get to this side, you leave 3 beads, then you go through the next 2 beads. So you go through the next 2 beads, and then you fix 1 bead, you cross with both sides of the fish line. Then with this fish line, you go through the next bead here. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the second bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead again, fix 2 beads on your left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line. So I love fixing the beads on my right fish line, that makes me comfortable. So do well to do what you are comfortable with. So continuing, they are going to weave with the same method till you get to this end, so you get to the last end. And this is what you should be getting for the base of the bag. So as you can see, I have my base nicely formed, and our fish line is short, so we are going to pass it through. So this is what we have after you are done passing our fish line through. Our work is neatly done, and I made the same size, the same shape offline. We are going to join them together to get the body of the bag. So with the new fish line, you go through the first bead on one side of the bag, make sure you have the ends, and then you fix 1 bead. So on this fish line, you fix 1 bead. Then with that same fish line, you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag. Then you have the bead in the middle of both. Then you pick 1 bead. Then you cross with both fish lines. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line. As I always say, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you go on and pick 1 bead again. You cross with both fish lines. You pull it out very tight. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead. And then you pick 1 bead again. Then you cross with both fish lines. You pull it out. Then you continue weaving with the same method. So as you can see, we have the sides joining together. So that's what you should be getting. And we are going to continue weaving till you are done to the top here. So that's what you should get after you are done. You should have both sides attached to each other nicely. So we are going to pinch the sides of it to add a little shape to the bag. So with the new fish line, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 here. So we are going to hold this side. So you skip this side and go to this part. So this is the side we are going to pass our fish lines through. So you leave the straight side, which is you skip the 4 square side and go through the next 1 bead rather. So you have it this way. So this is what I'm talking about. Then you fix 1 bead on any side of the fish line. So with that same fish line, you fix the beads. Still mark the square path straightly and then skip that side and go through the next bead rather. So please watch carefully the side I'm going through with my fish line so you won't make any mistake. So this is what you should get. You should have the beads in the middle of both fish lines. Then you pick 1 bead. Then you cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. So we are just pinching the sides to add a little shape to our bag. So this is what I'm talking about, and we are doing it once. So you just have to pass your excess fish lines through to complete your bag. So we have it done now, and as you can see, we are having that V shape. We are going to repeat the same thing to the other end. So this is what you should get after you are done with both sides of the bag we have the triangle shape or a V shape here. So we are going to make a cover to add a little spice to our bag. So with the new fish line, you skip the first bead and go through the second bead with your new fish line. You pull it out. Then with this fish line, you fix 3 beads. Cross with the third bead using the right fish line. You make sure you have the end of the fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, pull it out. Then you go through the next bead. So it's the same method as we started with. That's the same method we are using for the bag. So you weave till you get to the other end. So when you get to the last end, on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, cross with the second bead using the right fish line. This is what you should have. Then on this fish line, you are going to turn, so you fix 3 beads on that fish line. You cross with the third bead, then you pull it out, then you go through the next bead. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, cross with the second bead using the right fish line, you go through the next bead, and then you weave on, you cross it out, you go through the next bead. So with the same method, you are going to weave till you get to the last end. So that's what we have. As you can see, our cover is forming. So you are going to weave until it's long enough. So I have my cover done. It's long enough for me to cover it to the other side. Yeah, to reach the other side, sorry. So I'm going to pass my excess fish line through. So after I'm done passing my excess fish line through, I have my cover nicely made, and I think that is about 9 steps here. So I'm going to make a handle for the bag. So I made this handle offline and I have a video of it, so you can watch and then you know how I came up with this handle. So I'm just going to attach it to the bag. So the handle should be right in the middle of the bag. So with the new fish line, you count, the bag is 15, the length is 15. So you just divide it into 2 and make sure you have the middle part. That is where you fix your fish line. So it should be right in the middle. So please make sure you do that. You count the length of the bag, then you fix your fish line right in the middle. So on this fish line, you fix 1 bead, and then you go through any side of the handle you made, you pull it out, so you have it this way, and then you pick 1 bead, and then you cross with both fish lines, and then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead, and then you pick 1 bead, then you cross with both fish lines again. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead again. With the left fish line, go through the next bead. Please watch carefully the beads I'm going through so you won't make any mistake. Then you pick 1 bead, then you cross with both fish lines again, and then this time with the right fish line, go through the next bead. With the right fish line, go through the next bead, and then you make sure your fish lines comes out from this bead here. Then you pass the excess fish lines through. So we have one side attached. We are going to attach the other side as well. So it should be this way. So with the new fish line, you go through this bead. Please watch carefully. Go through this bead. Then you pick 1 bead, fix on any side of the fish line. Then with that same fish line, make sure you go through the right direction of the handle. Then you fix 1 bead. Then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Make sure you pull it out very tight. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead. Fix 1 bead, cross with both sides of the fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through this bead. With the left fish line, go through this bead. Then you pick one bead, and then you cross it both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. Then this time you go through these two beads. With the right fish line, go through the next two beads. With the left fish line, you go through the next two beads. So all your fish lines should come out from this bead here, and then you pass the excess fish lines through. So I have a video of how to make the handle from scratch, so you can watch that one too. We are done attaching our handle to the bag, and as you can see, it's firmly attached. So we are going to attach a magnetic flip or lock or button, anyhow you call it. We are going to attach it to the bag to secure our things in the bag. So I have a video of how to attach the magnetic lock, so you can watch that too. So as you can see, we have our magnetic lock attached nicely to the bag, so you can just open and close it at any time and your things are fully secured. So I think this color just fits right for weddings and engagements, naming ceremony. So just get one and you're good to go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my tutorials, make sure to comment and share as well. Do well to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.